So as we can see here, GMC just released its 2027 Sierra 1500, and if you're shopping for a truck, this creates one big question. Should you wait for the new one or buy the current one before prices go up? Now, I'm going to come at this from a buyer's point of view, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a buyer's guide based off kind of what I think. Now, should you buy this truck? I think you should buy this truck and hold off on the current one if you are going to lease. And here are 3 reasons why. So number one is, well, specifically to GM in this case, you're going to get some brand new engines. So brand new engines, so you got the 5.7 and the 6.6 replacing the 5.3 and the 6.2. So we obviously know GM has had issues with these 2 engines. Now, if you're leasing this vehicle and these 2 engines are great, then that's good for you, obviously, for the lease. Usually you would lease this for about 2-3 years. Most of the time people do that, sometimes 4. But 2-3 years is nice because you have basically a full new vehicle limited warranty. Now, for example, if the engines aren't good or you need to replace engines and you're leasing it, I mean, you're covered under warranty, so no big deal. Typically, you wouldn't really care about resale value because, you know, at the end of the day, you just give the lease back and you go on to your next one. So I'm not saying the engines could be good or bad. GM's put a lot of money in the engines, so that's number 1. Number 2 on the list is completely new redesigned interior and exterior. So as we can see here in the video, you're going to get a lot of the kind of Sierra EV elements to the truck. I mean, it honestly looks really cool. I don't mind the new design on the exterior. This is the AT4X here. I think it looks cool. I mean, it's probably going to get some really good feedback from people when they start driving it. You know, I think GMC always nails the looks of their trucks, especially from an exterior point of view. Now, having said that, a lot of people who lease vehicles, typically from what I know, is they like the new tech. They like all the new stuff going on in a truck. So they like to get into something every couple of years. So it gives you that, you know, experience of the tech. So for example, here's the new interior. This is the AT4X. And you know, you have that passenger screen too, so that's added. You're going to get a 16.3-inch infotainment display there in the center. You're going to get a 12.2-inch instrument cluster display. Now, if you are a fan of tech, obviously, then this would be a great option for you. It's got a ton of screens. It's going to have a lot of cool things there for you. You've got a center console area too to do work, so that whole center console area, like Ford, will come over, and you're going to be able to do whatever you need to do. But you know, like I said, if you like tech and you like kind of new things going on, this would be for you. If you don't like tech, then I honestly would not go for this because, as you see, there's a lot of screens here. So if you're not a huge fan of just screens, if you watched my stuff in the past, I don't mind screens. I just think sometimes they can be overkill, and I like buttons. In the current generation truck, in the center, right over here, you have climate control buttons, which I personally love. I love the fact that you can get climate control buttons. In case the screen fails, you can go into, you know, change your climate or your volume or whatever, and you know, and carry on with your drive. But if the screen fails and you know you can't get into the screen, then there's some issues there. But having said that, this is the new interior here. I think it looks pretty cool. You know, again, if you like tech, you got speakers in the headrest too. I like the steering wheel though. I think it's a nice newly designed. Now, this is another interesting feature. Again, if you like new things, you have a screen that comes out and bada bing, bada boom, there you go. Now, going back to the lease, if some of these things cause you issues and you are leasing it for 2-3 years, you could go to the dealership, they fix it for you, no problem, don't worry about it, you know, and you're good to go, off you go. If you're financing it, then, you know, these could be some issues down the road that you might think, okay, I should have just leased it, or maybe I should have waited, you know, try to get the kinks out for the first year or 2. But like I said, if you like technology, this would be a truck that I would wait for. There it is, the passenger screen there. Now, one other thing too is I'm hoping that the seats as well in the new GMC are going to be a lot more comfortable, because currently right now the seats, they've gotten better, but since 2019, I don't know what GM did. Maybe it was a durability thing. I mean, the seats are not comfy. I feel like they've gotten better in some of the trucks and the SUVs, but I still don't think they're as comfortable as like a Ford seat or a Ram seat. So, I mean, that's just my take. So, I guess number 2 on my list, if I stop rambling on here, is if you want to lease it, there's good tech. You know, you're going to get some cool things in there, like the center console area there, the work surface, which is pretty cool, and, you know, a couple screens there as well. And then number 3 is, again, if you're going to lease, I would say most leasing buyers, they like things, every couple years, they like the new thing. It's a new generation truck. So, like I said, you're going to get some good warranty there. You're going to get the latest technology, the latest gadgets. You're going to be able to tell everyone you got a 2027 truck. You got the new styling of the interior and exterior. You may get some better resale value too. I mean, sometimes, you may be lucky that the 2027 model year or whatever year they came out with the new generation, it was great and it's doing well. And some people, they perceive it as better than the previous generation. So those are 3 reasons why I would wait. So new engines, new exterior and interior, and as well as tech as well, and 3, all new generation truck, so you get the bragging rights. Now, I would hold off on this truck for at least a year or 2 if you're financing it, and here are 3 reasons why. Like I mentioned, first year models, we all know this can have their growing pains. I'm not saying that the engines could be an issue. I mean, we don't know a ton of real life testing yet when it comes to towing and capability. I mean, GM has said that there has been great power increase and torque as well with towing capability, so I'm hoping the best, and I'm glad that they're keeping V8s. But, I mean, there could be issues there. There could be issues with the technology, right? You just never know, right? New software as well. Those are just the growing pains of a brand new model year. So if you're financing it and you come across these issues down the road, that could affect your resale value as well, right? Number 2 on my list here is you're going to pay full price. So these are going to be in high demand. The interest rates are probably going to be higher, right? There's going to be probably no incentives or discounts. So if you want something, a little bit cheaper, 2026 is there. But also too, if you don't like the tech, as we can see here, you've got a lot of screens, you got a lot going on in the interior. You may not like that. The 2026 model year or even older may be better for you, right? For price purposes. I do think that these are probably going to be very expensive. I don't think the costs are going to come down, especially because they keep adding more things in the trucks. I mean, this here is the Sierra Denali Ultimate, so I think it looks great. I'm excited to get my hands on one to do a review for you guys. But who knows, right, what the pricing is going to be at it. It's probably going to be expensive. I'm not going to lie, right? You can't sugarcoat it. They've added a full panoramic moonroof, finally. They've added more screens in there. I can only imagine that it's going to be more expensive. I can't see it getting cheaper. But what I do notice, which is nice, I see this little silver thing there. I think that's keyless entry on all 4 doors. They used to do that, and then they got rid of it. And it looks like they're probably bringing it back, so that's nice. I don't know why you'd get rid of that. I think it's nice. You need to get in your back door, click the button, and you're good to go. But I can't see this being cheaper than the model that is out now. So, number 2, price. Number 3, this is probably one of the biggest reasons why I would hold off for the first year or 2 if you're financing, is because we don't know the real world reliability when it comes to the engines, of course, but also too with the tech. We don't know all these real world things that customers haven't, said yet. I'm hoping, obviously, that this truck is great. Customers love it. Engines are great. They can perform well. There's no putting new engines in at 10,000 kilometers or miles. I hope that's the case. However, we don't know the reliability yet when it comes to the tech and engines. So if you're financing it, and like I mentioned to you before, if you need to put a new engine in, if you're leasing, to be honest, it doesn't really matter because you'll just give the keys back and whatever, you'll get another one. If you're financing it and you put a new motor in at 10,000 kilometers, that really does hurt resale value because that second buyer potentially is going to be like, why is there a new engine in it only at 10,000? Like, what happened? What transpired? Am I going to have to put a new motor in it, right? So these are things that I personally look at if I'm going to finance or lease. If I'm leasing it, to be honest, I'm just going to drive it. I'm going to enjoy the time I have with it. I'm renting it, really, at the end of the day for a couple years, and I give it back, I get another one. I think those 2 things, right, as a finance buyer or a lease buyer are very different. I think a finance buyer really cares about the reliability. I mean, as a lease buyer too, I'm sure you care, but not as much as if you're financing it because you want to own the vehicle, right? So if you want to own something, you want to make sure that it's going to be good. So honestly, guys, that's really my take on it. If you're going to finance it, I would hold off for a year or 2 at least. Let everyone get their kinks out of it. You'll get more real world information on the truck. Honestly, I love the truck so far. It looks really cool. As for the interior and the screens, like I said, if you watched my stuff before, I'm not a huge screen guy, but it could be cool for some people, right? I just don't like the fact that I got to go into the screen to turn my headlights on for some reason. I think the passenger screen can be pretty cool, right? The center console area is cool too. Like you've got more storage and stuff like that. I think it's I remember reading this online. Someone said, I don't remember, it was like the GMC interior is like very handsome looking. And I mean, it kind of is true in a way. Like I think the materials look pretty good. I hope the seats are comfortable. They're not as stiff. Sound system is cool too. But you know what? I just hope it's affordable for people too. Like I think when you want to get into a truck, you want something a little bit more affordable too, like for an elevation or something. So hopefully that is good for buyers. But that's my take on it, guys. 3 reasons why you should not buy it. You've got no world testing yet. You've got pricing, and then you also don't know what the kinks are going to be. And if you are going to get it and you're going to wait for it, you're going to get the great tech that's going to be involved in it. You're going to be, bragging rights that you're going to get the whole new generation truck. And then you're also going to be able to test out the new engine, right? So that's pretty cool as well. So let me know what you guys think about the video. Hopefully that gives you guys a better idea kind of what you should do or what you shouldn't do. Maybe you guys think the same. Maybe you're thinking I'm crazy. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.